When was the last time you stood before a mirror, looked into your own eyes, and asked, "Am I truly living the life I want?" Not the life shaped by others' expectations, not the one society deems correct, but the one that resonates with the deepest parts of your soul. This question, though simple, carries profound weight. Carl Jung, a pioneer of modern psychology, understood that confronting this question requires immense courage. It forces us to face parts of ourselves we've long ignored, parts hidden in what he called the shadow. The fear of facing ourselves stems from a universal truth. We are terrified of what we might discover. What if the life we've built doesn't align with who we truly are? What if our choices have been driven by fear, obligation, or the need for approval? Jung's teachings remind us that avoiding these questions only deepens our disconnection, leaving us feeling lost, unfulfilled, and trapped in a cycle of external demands. This journey begins with a single brave step: choosing yourself. Carl Jung and the concept of the shadow. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow is central to his philosophy of self-discovery. The shadow is the unconscious part of your psyche, the repository of everything you've suppressed, denied, or refused to acknowledge. It holds your fears, insecurities, suppressed desires, and traits you deem undesirable, such as anger, jealousy, or vulnerability. But the shadow isn't just a storehouse of negativity. It also contains untapped potential, creativity, passion, or courage you've buried out of fear or societal pressure. Jung believed that the shadow is not something to be feared, but something to be understood. Ignoring it leads to projection, where we attribute our hidden flaws to others, or to destructive behaviors that erupt unconsciously. By confronting the shadow, we begin the process of individuation, becoming a whole, integrated self. This isn't about erasing the shadow, but about integrating it, accepting both the light and dark within us. Why we avoid our true selves? Why do we shy away from facing ourselves? The answer lies in discomfort. Confronting the shadow means acknowledging parts of ourselves we've been taught to reject. Society conditions us to present a polished persona, a mask of acceptability that aligns with cultural norms. Admitting to flaws, desires, or dreams that don't fit this mold feels threatening. It risks judgment, rejection, or the unraveling of the life we've carefully constructed. Fear plays a powerful role here. Fear of judgment. We worry that embracing our true selves will alienate others or make us unacceptable. Fear of discomfort. Facing suppressed emotions or truths is painful and requires vulnerability. Fear of change. Even if our current life feels unfulfilling, it's familiar. Change, though liberating, is terrifying. Jung argued that this avoidance creates a rift within us. The more we ignore our shadow, the louder it becomes, manifesting as anxiety, dissatisfaction, or conflict. That nagging feeling that something isn't right is your unconscious urging you to listen. The role of society and external pressures. We live in a world meticulously designed to keep us distracted. From the moment we wake, we're bombarded with external demands. Work deadlines, family obligations, social media, and societal norms dictating what success, happiness, or worthiness should look like. These pressures create a script for how we should live, often at odds with who we are. Every time you prioritize these external expectations over your inner truth, you send a message to your unconscious: you don't matter. This betrayal of self erodes your sense of purpose and authenticity. Jung emphasized that our connection to the unconscious is vital. It's the source of our intuition, creativity, and inner wisdom. Yet, we silence it to fit in, to avoid conflict, or to meet the relentless demands of a world that glorifies productivity over self-awareness. The importance of self-love and authenticity. Choosing yourself is not an act of selfishness, it's an act of self-love. Jung believed that self-love is the foundation of all meaningful relationships, with others and with the world. When you honor your needs, desires, and truths, you create a ripple effect. You attract people and opportunities that align with your authentic self, and you offer the world the best version of you. Self-love isn't about abandoning responsibilities or disregarding others. It's about recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you're depleted, what you give lacks authenticity and depth. By prioritizing yourself, you cultivate an inner strength that allows you to show up fully, present, grounded, and true. Confronting the shadow, a path to transformation. Confronting your shadow is the gateway to transformation. It's not about defeating or erasing these hidden parts, but about integrating them. Jung taught that the shadow holds immense power. When acknowledged, it becomes a source of strength, creativity, and authenticity. The process requires courage, as it means facing truths you've avoided. The anger you've suppressed to seem nice. The dreams you've buried to fit societal expectations. The insecurities you've hidden behind a facade of confidence. This confrontation is uncomfortable but liberating. By accepting your shadow, you stop projecting it onto others, reduce inner conflict, and unlock a deeper sense of self. The result is clarity, purpose, and a newfound ability to live without guilt or fear of judgment. Practical steps to explore your shadow. How do you begin this journey? Jung's teachings offer practical steps to connect with your shadow and live authentically. Self-reflection. Pay attention to what triggers you in others. If someone's behavior frustrates you, ask, is this a reflection of something I've suppressed in myself? For example, if you judge someone for being selfish, explore whether you've denied your own needs. Journaling. Write about your emotions, especially those you find uncomfortable. What fears, desires, or traits do you avoid acknowledging? Be honest, without judgment. Meditation or mindfulness. Create space to listen to your inner voice. Meditation allows you to observe your thoughts and feelings without suppressing them. Therapy or guidance. A therapist or mentor trained in Jungian psychology can help you navigate the shadow safely and constructively. Creative expression. Art, writing, or music can help you access and process unconscious material in a non-judgmental way. These practices require patience, but they lead to profound shifts. You'll begin to notice patterns, gain clarity, and feel more aligned with your true self. The power of choosing yourself. Choosing yourself is a radical act of courage. It means saying no to what doesn't serve you, whether it's a toxic relationship, a draining job, or a belief that limits your potential. It means saying yes to your truth, even when it feels risky. Jung believed that decisions rooted in authenticity create harmony, while those driven by fear or external validation lead to chaos. When you choose yourself, you reclaim your power. You stop seeking external approval and start trusting your inner compass. This shift doesn't just change your decisions, it transforms your energy. You attract people who value you for who you are, not what you do for them. You create space for opportunities that align with your soul's purpose. Overcoming resistance and fear of change. The path to authenticity is not without resistance. The world, and even your own mind, may push back against your transformation. Old habits, societal expectations, and fear of the unknown will tempt you to retreat to the familiar. Jung saw this resistance as a natural part of growth, a test of your commitment to yourself. When doubt creeps in, ask, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? What fears are keeping me from my truth? What would my life look like if I let go of these limitations? Change is scary, but Jung reminds us that it's not an ending, it's a doorway. Each step toward authenticity brings you closer to a life that feels vibrant, meaningful, and true. Synchronicity, when the universe aligns with your truth. Jung coined the term synchronicity to describe meaningful coincidences that occur when you're aligned with your true self. When you choose yourself, the universe seems to respond. Opportunities arise, the right people enter your life, and obstacles dissolve. This isn't magic, it's the result of your inner world aligning with your external reality. As you live authentically, you'll notice these synchronicities. A conversation that sparks inspiration, a book that answers a question you've been pondering, or an opportunity that feels perfectly timed. These moments are signs that you're on the right path, guided by your unconscious wisdom. Building authentic relationships. Choosing yourself transforms your relationships. When you live from a place of authenticity, you no longer tolerate dynamics that drain you. You set boundaries, not to push people away, but to protect your inner peace. These boundaries are bridges to healthier, more meaningful connections. Jung believed that our relationships mirror our inner state. If you're in conflict with yourself, you'll attract conflict in your relationships. But when you embrace your shadow and live authentically, you attract people who resonate with your truth. These relationships are built on mutual respect, not obligation or approval seeking. The ripple effect of living authentically. Your decision to choose yourself doesn't just transform your life, it inspires others. By living authentically, you become a beacon for those still searching for their truth. Your courage gives others permission to question their own paths, confront their shadows, and embrace their authenticity. Jung understood that individual transformation creates a collective shift. When you live from your true self, you contribute to a world where authenticity, compassion, and self-awareness flourish. Your journey becomes a gift, not just to yourself, but to everyone around you. The journey to your true self. The journey to authenticity is not a destination, it's a lifelong process. There will be moments of doubt, resistance, and uncertainty, but each step toward your truth is a victory. Jung's teachings remind us that everything we seek, clarity, purpose, peace, lies within. The greatest act of courage is choosing yourself, not just once, but every day. Ask yourself, what parts of my life feel inauthentic? What can I release to live more fully as myself? What small step can I take today to honor my truth? The answers are already within you. All it takes is the courage to listen and the determination to act. Choose yourself, and watch as your life transforms into a reflection of your deepest, truest essence.